involvement in education and government and politics through the formation and support of grassroots Republican clubs across America. The reason we come together as a club and as a community is because of our principles, our values, and our beliefs. We believe in less government interference, less taxes, a free enterprise system, Judeo-Christian based society, the U.S. and Texas Constitution. We are pro-life, pro-family, and pro-business. Mark Twain once said, the only difference between a tax man and a taxidermist is that the taxidermist leaves the skin. Today, folks, is tax day. At this time, I ask you to please put your cell phones and other communication devices on vibrate or off. I thank you for that. At this time, retired U.S. Army First Sergeant and President Habitat for Humanity of San Angelo, Ray Rotena, will lead us in prayer. That's a hell of a big title, right? Please stand.
Lord, we give you thanks for bringing us here today, Lord, in fellowship and in trust and simple commune with each other, Lord. We ask that you bless the meals to the nourishment of our bodies, Lord. We ask a special prayer of blessings for the President, the tough decisions that he has to make as far as foreign affairs, Lord, that it continue to be in the direction towards peace, Lord. We ask you to pray for our congressmen and our legislators, Lord, and their families, Lord. Being away from home is tiring and it is stressful for all of us, Lord. We ask a special prayer for our law enforcement and our securities, yes, even our attorneys and auditors, Lord. We ask you to pray for them, for their administration, getting the work done. We continue to ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Pledge Massaro, immediate past, present, lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Terry Campbell will lead us in the Texas State Pledge.
Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. If you're on the Pachyderm board, will you please stand? Sarah, stay standing. Folks, let's give them a hand for getting this together. Are there any announcements from the Concho Valley Republican Women? Anybody here? I think they're all down in Austin today. We'll now introduce our elected officials. Now just point over here. We'll start with Judge Howard. Please stand and tell us. Go around.
Justice of Peace Precinct 4. And I am not retiring. Contrary to what some people have heard, I am not retiring. I've got to work.
Fred Contreras, Precinct 3.
Mr. Sir, you used to be the JP, but thank you, sir. Let's go down here. Any other ones? Over here, elected officials. Chris
Taylor, County Attorney.
That's the county attorney.
David Jones, Sheriff. Tim Osgood, Police Chief, and I'm not retiring.
And could you introduce your staff, please?
Yes, I have Assistant Chief Kevin Hallway, and then Assistant Chief Robert Martinez, and then our guest, Dale Velasquez.
If you are a veteran or prior military, will you please stand? Folks, just give them a hand. The National Pachyderm Convention is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, June 4 to 6. Our local Pachyderm Club will pay the registration fee for those who wish to attend. See me afterwards. Okay, what visitors do we have here? We got a lot, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Susan, do you have a friend, Carol?
Yes.
And Susan is from Wright Fleming. He sponsored us a couple of months ago. We appreciate that. Any other visitors? Come on, you guys. I don't recognize Goodman.
I am Max Plato, the President of the San Angelo Association of Realtors.
What?
President of the San Angelo Association of Realtors.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, sir. Your staff here?
No. Executive Vice President of the Financial Association.
And I'm Terry Jackson with the San Angelo Association of Realtors.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
I'm Brad Goodwin. I'm an attorney here in town, and this is my wife, Tony. I'm running for the district judge at 391st. That's Judge Gossip's seat that he's retiring from. I appreciate your support.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Did the press pick that up? You can okay. All right.
Tony, I brought Tiffany Shepard. She's the assistant county attorney.
Oh, thank you, man. Yay. I already introduced you, Willie. Oh, okay. What do we got over here? Any visitors? And my wife Brenda here at the end. Thank you. Okay, I have a correspondence here. Let me see who's this from. Got a police badge in the front. It said, "Dear Pachyderm Club, I'm writing to express my sincere gratitude to you for selecting me as recipient of the Meritorious Service Award. I am so humbled to have been chosen for this award, knowing that there are many others well-deserved of this honor. It is my privilege and joy to work for a community that values people and service to others. Though I feel quite undeserving of this award, I certainly appreciate your thoughtfulness in presenting it to me." Folks, we have a fantastic sheriff here. He's a member of the Sheriff Association on state level. And for some of you who had met with us on Monday night, we were really concerned about the family shelter shutting down. He's already in contact with the state, and they're going to be doing something. So we were concerned that nobody was doing anything, but the sheriff said that someone's going to be doing something here shortly, so we'll hear more about that. Is there any questions about that? So I'm glad that's a good thing. We were all concerned about that. Okay, what else do we have here? At this time, this is the fun part. I'm going to hand it over to Terry Campbell. He's our vice president. And Don, you're going to be doing the timekeeping, right? Yep. Did I miss anything? Oh, I've got a couple of announcements. Matter of fact, I have two announcements. First,
I want to invite everyone to a conference that we're doing next Saturday. It's called Unveiling Islamic Terrorism. We have some of the top speakers from nationally coming in. Dr. Jeffrey Adicott, who's head of the Center for Terrorism Law. We have Daniel Akbari, who was one of, like, Supreme Court level of the Sharia law in Bahrain for 10 years. He got saved. He's no longer there. He's now in the U.S. And he just wrote a book called Honor Killings, and that has just been released. And he will be one of the speakers talking about the impact of Sharia law in our society, which the two don't work well together at all. And we also have an anonymous speaker. He has to be kept, his identity has to be kept confidential. He is an Israeli soldier of 20 years who's going to speak a first-hand experience of dealing with ISIS and Hamas and other critical things that are going on in the world. We also have a gentleman, Lieutenant Roy White, who will be speaking on the infiltration of the Muslim Brotherhood into our governmental agencies throughout the U.S. And two other awesome speakers. So I have gotten it accredited for TCOL hours for those of you that need it. And MCLE for the attorneys is still pending. I should have it will have hours, but I don't know how many yet for them. I should know by Friday of this week. So you have to go to ChristianReporterNews.com, which that happens to be my plug. You have to go there to get your tickets. It is ticketed. We expect it to sell out. The room's only so big, and so you have to go and get your tickets there.
Okay, could you give us a date again and a phone number to get a hold of you?
The location is, thank you, is West Texas Training Center. The date is next Saturday, April the 25th, a week from Saturday. It will be 8 to 5. It's a full day. We've got 6 speakers. Lunch is catered. It's part of your ticket price as well, too. The TCOL and MCLE, for if you're going for the hours, the price is $45. General public is $20. Active military with ID and students is $15. And if you're a pastor, it's free. So mix the things there because we got the pastor sponsored. So anyway, I'd love for y'all to just get your tickets soon, because I am having to judge and move, it's tracking all of it for me, so it's really cool. But I have to move things around if needed. If I have more police officers going through their T-call, I'll have to take away from general public and so on. But it will probably sell out. Thanks.
I guess that'll be up at the Christian Reporter, everybody wants to
It's
go.
up, it's up there now.
He's doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Becky, what do you got?
Well, we have our quarterly Medicaid Check Regional Advisory Committee meeting. It's going to be at the Convention Center Friday, May the 8th at 10 o'clock. There'll be updates on a variety of different programs that involve the state. So if you're newborn to senior citizen, it will involve you. Open to the public, 10 o'clock.
And I got it next month here at the Pachyderm Club. Jeff Betty, our Tonkin County Republican Chairman, will be the guest speaker. We're going to have a well-known person come here. He's going to sing for us as far as the banner. And we're going to have an auction, Judge. Is that right? Or what are those
Yeah,
auctions
we are.
gonna be?
We're going to have an auction. We are.
So, it's going to be a lot of fun next month, so please come.
With a live auctioneer. You won't, it's not me.
Becky Harris will be our auctioneer.
Yeah.
Terry, you got the floor now.
Okay, actually, what we're going to kick it off with, each of the candidates is going to have, what did you give them, 3 minutes to start off with?
Yes.
Each of them has 3 minutes to introduce themselves and state which office they're running for, and basically their qualifications for that office. So, let me see, where do you want to start? Where's the, let's start with you. I'll let you enter. I'm not going to tell anybody's names. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor to be here with y'all. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to introduce myself to you as candidate for mayor. My name is David Nowlin. My service at San Angelo includes, to begin with, I served on the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee. I've served on the Planning Commission and 3 terms as chairman of the Zoning Board of Adjustments. My qualifications, I believe, that separate me from my opponent is my leadership ability. Leadership is not about the mechanics of getting the job done, which I'm also good at that. But leadership is about making the people around you be everything they can be and helping them to be what they can be. And I'm good at that. My reasons for wanting to be mayor is I just want to see San Angelo be a better place. My wife and I purposely chose San Angelo as a place to raise our daughter. We adopted her from China when she was, right before she was a year old. We came here right after that. We bought land in West Texas about 20 years ago for hunting property, so we've been coming out here for a while, and then we made a conscious decision that San Angelo was the place that we wanted to raise that little girl. So that's why we're here. And I want to do everything I can to make San Angelo a better place to live. I treat it just like I treat my home. I don't do it for any other reason than to make it a better place. Because I love this town. As I look at your faces, I don't know a lot of you well, but I love people. I teach a Sunday school class, and I want to see you have everything you can have and be everything you can be, and this town be everything it can be. My main objective is to grow the economy. I don't intend to see San Angelo be a boom town. That's not my goal, but I do believe in steady, sustained growth. And I believe if I approach that first, along with ways to streamline the things that we're doing now in government, then those are the problems that take care of themselves. Not just miraculously, but with money, we can solve water issues, our street issues much better. That's how I'll approach it. You can count on me for transparency. I don't think we always get that, and I can promise it to you. You're going to have to believe me and give me a chance to prove it. I promise you that I won't shoot from the hip and then change my mind several times. I'll listen to you. Evaluate what you say closely and seek out your wisdom, your advice. Again, I'm David Nowlin, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I appreciate your vote in the May election. As a matter of fact, April the 27th will be a lot better. I'd be a lot happier if I don't have to worry about anything. Go ahead and do it early. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless San Angelo.
Just under 3 minutes, Gary.
What?
Just under 3 minutes.
Just under 3 minutes. Okay, Duane, you get to come up in 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. I don't think I need to tell you my name in 3 minutes. I've got an 8-minute speech and a 10-minute speech, and most of those run 15. I am Duane Morrison. I have been mayor for the last 2 years. I was on the city council for 10 years before that. I am a native of San Angelo, as is my wife, of almost 45 years, and my mother of many more than that. But we have been in this community, and this is my community, my children in this community, and I'm going to do anything and everything I can to keep this city up where it is and to keep this city the quality of life so that my family, my children, and your children have a place to live that is safe, that is comfortable, where they can make a living, where they have a job, taking advantage of the university that we have here that is the best in the entire world. We have the best community in the world in San Angelo, Texas. And that is my goal, to keep it just like that. I've been on the council now, as I say, for 10 years. As mayor, I have worked very hard on different partnerships because the mayor is one voice and one vote. And it takes 4 votes of the city council to start or to stop a meeting. So someone that wants to walk in with the attitude of the only he-goat in the pasture is not going to be effective in any way, because I have a very good council, but I also have a very opinionated council, and I have a council that is going to represent their district and represent their city. And the only way anything ever gets done in the city of San Angelo is when 4 people join together and compromise, and that's when things done. We also have a very good city staff. We also have a very good development cooperation. And by working together in a partnership, all of us working on similar goals, working for the quality of life in San Angelo, we have accomplished some very good things in the last 2 years. I put a brochure on your table that tells the 5 things, the priorities. I've also told the aspirations of the things that I want to do in the next 2 years, and I've also given you a complete rundown on the trash contract. If you'll read the front page, it tells you the contract. If you read the back page, it tells you what it's going to cost you. I am Duane Morrison. I am running for re-election for the mayor of San Angelo. I've got a lot of things to do, and I ain't through yet. I need to vote on that.
Okay, now that we got your attention, we're going to change gears for just a minute here. I'm going to turn it back over to Fred to give an award.
Fred Buck, you want to come forward, please? This is one of the things I really like to do. Justice of the Peace, Fred Buck, is getting the National Federation of Pachyderm Clubs. We wish to express our appreciation to you, Justice of the Peace, for dedicated service to San Angelo Pachyderm Club and a movement in pursuit of good government. And not only are you going to get this little piece of paper that's very colorful, but you'll also get a free membership for the next 12 months. We thank you for your service.
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll get back on schedule. Okay, Lucy, you want to come up next? She's running for District 4 on the City Council. You got 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Lucy Gonzales, and I'm running for City Council, single member District 4 in this year's May election. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm running. I was raised in El Dorado, and I have lived and worked in San Angelo for over 27 years. I have used my degree in criminal justice for over 27 years as an employee for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Parole Division. I'm married to Gilda Gonzales. I have a daughter, Brooke Sanchez, stepdaughter, Paul Gonzales, both girls graduated from the San Angelo School District. I've been a member of Pauline Baptist Church for over 20 years. And I am retired now, and I would like to use my time to serve as a representative not only for District 4, but the city of San Angelo. I'm running because I want to help people. I have heard many stories where people feel that they did not get any help from the city. I want to find out why. What is it that I can do to help these people? I had this lady that called me, and we talked, and I'm not going to elaborate a lot about what happened, but the end of the conversation, she tells me that she's not able to wash dishes in her kitchen because her and her sister have been living in this house that belongs to their mother, and they don't want to move. They just want help, but they're having to wash the dishes. In fact, this is happening in my district. This is happening in San Angelo. And that is why I say that I want to help the employees of the city, help the citizens of San Angelo. I have spent most of my adult life in a position that requires me to gather information and then make an informative decision. That is what I want to do as your next city council person. Get the information and then, and only then, make a decision that's going to be the best for the city of San Angelo. I appreciate your vote on May 9th. Thank you. I was going to give Duane my time. I'll take it.
Okay, Andrew's up next.
Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Andrew Justis, and I am a candidate for District 4 in the City Council. And the reason why I'm running is when we moved here in 2008 from Arizona, we were given the welcome wagon, and I want to come back and say thank you to the community. We have grown to love this community. I am a husband. I've been married for 27 years. I have 2 children. One of them is a junior at ASU. The other one's a junior at Lakeview. And it's been a wonderful ride here in San Angelo. And I want to say thank you. One of the things I'm going to focus on is community development. And I'm talking about business development, not just the stuff you see. It's the stuff you don't see. New employers, new things that are happening inside San Angelo. If we can build up our business base, we can make our city better. We can put ourselves in a position where we protect ourselves from economic downturns, because we know oil is always up and down. Goodfellow, it could be closed any day now just because of the fact that they decide they want to move it someplace else, and I can imagine the impact it would have upon our community if that happened. And so that's some of the things I'm concerned about is setting up a safety net with more businesses than what we have right now. And then finally, families. Families are the very thing that our society is built upon. If we don't protect them and keep them safe and have that opportunity for them to grow and to fester and to magnify themselves and accomplish those things that are great. You know, the next group of mayors and councilmen are going to come from our children. If we give them that opportunity to that education, we can assure San Angelo's safety and San Angelo's growth in the future. So I ask for your vote on May 9th for District Number 4. Thank you very much. I'm Andrew Justis.
Okay, now we're going into a little bit of a question and answer session. Okay, with these you only get 2 minutes to answer, and then your opponent will get 2 minutes to respond. Okay, we're going to start off with, let's talk about water. It says, we all know that the Hickory is supplying about 6 million gallons a day right now, and soon to be 9 million per day. And we are also using a lot of surface water from Lake Ivy. Now, but the city had just passed over 100,000 residents. So, what is your view of the adequacy of the current water supply and your view to acquire more water in the future? And we'll start off with Duane, and then David will get to respond. You get 2 minutes.
And in 2008, we pulled the trigger on the Hickory Water, and we began to build a pipeline, we began to put the pumps in, and we began to, the process of getting water to San Angelo. And as of today, right now, we can produce 6 million gallons of water per day of pure, fresh Hickory aquifer water. We're in the process of drilling 6 more wells, and at that time, we will be able to give you 9 million gallons of water per day. We're not going to use this water. We're going to hold it in reserve. And so if we get in trouble again like we were before Memorial Day of last year, we will have the water. We've also put a study out where we are going to determine the feasibility and the cost of reusing our wastewater, something that Abilene and Wichita Falls and Big Springs are already doing. This is about 7 million gallons of water a day that's going down the canal. In the winter, we use about 10 million gallons. In the summer, we use about 20. So this 7 million represents a large amount. We're also studying the feasibility and the affordability of using the rain stormwater runoff from the Red Arroyo. Digging a pond, we can capture 5,000 acre feet, which is the acreage feet that the city of San Angelo owns. If we can save this 5,000 acre feet, this represents 1/3 of our annual water supply. We've got studies out. This may be too expensive, but we will know just as soon as the studies come in. San Angelo is also a partner with Abilene and Midland, and we are searching for long-term water supplies all over the state. It's very expensive, and the water is very far away, but there is water in the state of Texas. The only problem is getting it from where it is to where it ain't. And that's the problem that we are dealing with. But by splitting the cost 3 ways between the 3 cities, we're searching for enough water to take our respective cities into the 22nd century. We are actively searching and working for enough water to protect our community and keep it alive. Is that 2 minutes?
You're fine.
I don't disagree with what Mr. Morrison said, except for the fact that I don't really see anything being done. We've got studies out, as he said. Some of these studies, I think that it's just a way to slow things down. I'll address that with the streets also. But as far as how to get more water, we all know we can explore the toilet to tap. We can explore the desalinization of the brine water. Those are all options and things that the technology is getting better and better at all the time. It possibly might give us an affordable way for more water. The jury's still out on exactly how much water we're going to get and how much it's going to cost. That's their hope, that we're going to produce 6 million gallons a day, move it up to 9. I want to believe that's true and right, but we don't know for sure what that's going to cost. That's still something to be thought about and to be seen how it unfolds.
David, stay standing. You're up next. We'll have you answer the first question. Next question. With the current transition to the new trash collection contract, what is your understanding of the landfill requirements and the recycle procedure that's going to be put in place?
It still work?
Yeah, it still works.
My understanding is that we're being charged for that already and not getting it. Is that an accurate statement? I think it is. To me, it looks like this recycling program is going to be more trouble than it's worth. I don't really like it. It's inconvenient. I see things like having to put this big, almost a dumpster container out by your curb. If a car's parked in front of it, they're going to drive right by it, not pick it up. It's a lot of trouble. I don't really like the recycling program that we have, nor do I like the way the contract is done. I think that was something that was done behind closed doors. I think that it was kept a secret from us. It took the Freedom of Information Act to get to know what was going on. They weren't going to tell us unless we forced them. So there's there's a lot of studying to be done on the numbers on that too. And I'll get to the bottom of it. I don't know if there's anything I can do about it or we can do about it right now, but I want to look at it more closely.
Okay, Duane, you have 2 minutes to explain how you understand it.
On July the 31st of 2014, the trash contract, which is the very best contract in the entire free world, ended. And on August the 1 of 2014, we had two choices. We sent out 7 bids for proposals. We got 1 back from PDC, we got 1 back from Republic. So our 3 choices on August 1st was PDC, Republic, or we going to carry our own trash to the dump or burn it. That's all we had. Our contract ended. So we negotiated with Republic. This was done by a 7-0 vote of the City Council. And on the back of your list, you will see the millions of dollars that Republic has put into our community. And they said they would pick up our trash for $15.12. They would pick up in the morning, they would pick up our trash. In the afternoon, they would pick up our recycling. You can throw all of your recycling into one can. Your papers, your tin, your aluminum, your plastics, everything but glass. They partnered with the local recycler, Butts, and Butts has put together a $1 million plan over there to pack this recycling up, to put it on trucks. They will then send it to Fort Worth. We had 14 years of landfill left when we started this, and then the 2 years that we've had for the last 2 years and all the business and the building, the longevity of our landfill has dropped drastically, and if we do not protect our landfill, we're going to be spending tens of millions of dollars to build another. This recycling will keep half of the stuff that we throw into the landfill out of the landfill and will be able to be reused. This was a very good contract, and I guarantee you, we did not make the terms of this contract public until we had a contract signed, because one company was saying we'll pick it up for a negotiated price of $15.12. The other one started off at almost $19. The Republic said that we will pay for the landfill closure fee. We're going to give you $3.6 million for the use of for fees for your landfill. The other one said we're giving you $0. We did not want the terms of this contract out. Nobody that's ever played a hand of cards, whether it be poker, spades, or old maid, shows their cards before the bet has been made. We didn't show our cards, and we got a tremendous contract. It's on the back of the brochure I gave you.
Okay, David, last night you stated that the city needs to focus on economic development to broaden our tax base. In 2 minutes, explain, if you're elected mayor, how would you guide the city in that direction?
Well, first of all, being a good leader, I can come under leadership also. And I've already been talking to the Chamber of Commerce, the Economic Development Corporation, and I don't plan on being the he-goat in the pasture. I plan on working hard as a mayor, just like I expect the city council to do the same, and everybody in the position to help us to do the same. We want to present our city as a place that has stability and profitability for people that want to come here and do business. I'm not a big proponent of tax breaks and give me some freebies to get somebody to come here. I want them to come here for the same reason that I did, because this is a good place to live. It's a good place to do business and to profit from that business. And San Angelo is a gem. I think everybody here knows that. And I want to present that myself, and I need the help of those in the right positions to do that. And I believe once we do that, we'll build our economy.
Okay, Duane, same question. How would you guide the city toward economic growth?
We have an economic City of San Angelo Development Corporation. They're a very professional group. They are professionally managed. And it's a group of citizens that comes from our city, and they're all very capable and very qualified. And their focus and their goal is to bring economic stability to San Angelo. In the last couple of years, we have given some money to Dakota Coffee, a local company that's been here since back in the 20s. And we gave them a little seed money because they put about a $5 or $6 million investment into our city. We have given a little seed money to Ethicon, and Ethicon has added on and retained some of the employees that otherwise would have been shipped out of state, out of country. But we were able to give them a little help so that they could build some machines, they could bring it, and they could keep our people from San Angelo employed and living in San Angelo, Texas. They get requests every day. They're working on our industrial park. They are selling this industrial park. They're selling it for a tremendous amount of money. And we have companies from all over the world that are interested in coming in here to buy industrial park ground so that they can build these buildings, which does improve the economics in our city. It improves the taxes. It puts our citizens to work. Our economic department is doing a tremendous job, and we're doing it because we partner together with the entire city, with our citizens, with our city staff, with our city council, and all of us working together. I'll even include downtown San Angelo in that, Mr. Dale. We all work together. Who was it that said we can either hang together or we can hang separately? We must enter into these partnerships. We've got to bring the community into the things we do, and the community and COSA DC and the City San Angelo staff and the City Council are doing everything we can to bring about economic development, and we'll continue.
The next question is roads, but I'm sorry we're out of time. We're not going to be able to discuss the roads because we got to have the council candidates get to speak next. First up, we'll have Lucy come up and give 2 minutes and state what your previous business was, what your education, and what your political background is. Or was.
Yes. I started the role back in 1986. I was hired at Abilene. I stayed there for 3 years and then got transferred to San Angelo. Came down here and was a parole officer for 15 years. Then I got promoted to supervisor and stayed another 11 years. And then I decided that it was time to retire. And I really did want to retire and not do anything. But I was convicted that, hey, I still had something to give to this community. I enjoyed working with all the departments that I did. I enjoyed working with Robert back when, I think you were just a police officer back then. It's been a long time. But I enjoyed doing that. Like I said, I graduated from Sul Ross State University, and I got a degree in criminal justice. And I have also, during this time, as far as political background, I have none. But let me tell you something. I am ready to get in there and learn this stuff. I'm ready to get in there and listen to what people have to say. I want to be part of watching San Angelo grow. I want to be part of what's going on in the city. So that is why I'm running.
Okay, Andrew's up next with the same question. A statement of your background.
Thank you.
I think it would have been easier if we had them just set up here.
Yes. In 1987, I received my associate's degree in mechanical engineering technology from Saracosa Community College in California. In 1997, having switched careers, I went back and got my electronics certificate from the same school, from Saracosa Community College. I have worked for the federal government for 20 years. 15 of that was with DOD as a civilian in California, working on R&D, T&E, research, development, test, and evaluation. I have a real affinity for the military. I appreciate them. I understand what they're dealing with. The last 5 years of my federal career was with the National Weather Service in Flagstaff, Arizona, working on ASOS, the sensor group that sits in the airport. I was the man that calibrated and kept those running. Upper Air, the sensor group that sends a balloon up to the very top of the atmosphere and actually gives you readings on wind and the pressure and temperature in the upper atmosphere. An infrared radar, the cool displays that tells you everything that's going on with the weather, all the colors. In 2008, we moved to San Angelo. I worked until recently as a station manager for a low-power radio station for our church. Currently, it's 98.1 FM. And now I am a assistant manager at Family Christian Store, helping out there. So I have moved on with a new career. But I have no political experience. But the reason why I'm here is to help people. And I believe that my background and my experience can give some insight into the council and into the coastal DC, the Chamber of Commerce, into understanding on how to find people the right jobs and how to bring in the right kind of education to help us fill those job types for manufacturing, for testing, and for software engineering, the kind of jobs we can put in San Angelo that pay well and are easy to start. So thank you.
Okay, Andrew, you're up next again. And then Lucy will get to close. Okay, Andrew, in 2 minutes, explain, which you already did part of it anyway, explain why you're running and how you plan to represent your district and to help prevent the city from becoming a slave to debt, as you stated in last night's meeting.
Okay. Let's start off with debt first. Debt is a slave master. Most of us are probably in debt in one way or another, and it requires a monthly payment to hold us back, and all of us have some kind of I hate to give that up sort of thing. And so I hate to see that with the city because of the fact that I realize debt is good, but debt is bad. I mean, from the standpoint, if we have too much debt, we are underwater in such a way that we cannot use those resources for something that is really important, like fixing our streets, like updating areas in our city, like adding new policemen, new firemen, things that are important to the city to keep us safe, to keep us strong. I forgot the other part.
Basically, you already answered that the time before. Okay. Why you're running and how you're going to represent your district.
Oh, okay. Well, my biggest thing is families. Obviously, families are really important. People are of such importance, but I also understand that people sometimes want to be seen and not heard. And so I want to respect them, but I also want to give them an opportunity to say, hey, we need to deal with this. We need to work with this. So I will be available for them to call me, for them to talk, and for us to deal with the issues and help them out. So I thank you.
And the last question is for Lucy. It says, in 2 minutes, express why you're running and how you would help people as you expressed last night, and how are you going to represent your District 4?
I'm going to represent District 4 by finding out what the problem is. In the last couple of weeks that I have been going door to door, people have expressed that nothing really goes on in our district. And seriously, from what I've heard and what I've seen, our district is kind of boring. It doesn't require a lot. But yet, when I go knocking on the doors, they're wanting to know, hey, we needed some speed bumps. We want our roads fixed. Of course, that goes with the whole general thing with the whole city of San Angelo wanting the roads fixed. But they have their issues about not being heard. And what I think is whenever you actually listen to someone, it makes them feel good about themselves because they feel like, hey, even though she may not be able to do anything, she listened to what I had to say. And because she did that, I feel valued. And I think that might be the reason that we don't have a lot of people go out and vote, because they feel that it doesn't matter. If I go out and vote and things that I want to get accomplished don't get accomplished, or I don't get help from the city. And they're thinking, well, it doesn't matter. nothing I do matters, so why should I go out and vote? So what I'm thinking is that if I listen to my district, if I find out that there is something that I can do to help them, to just actually, you know, even if I could just help this lady, that would be a great accomplishment. And that's what I want to do as far as my district goes, is find the resources that are available to help these people. And what was your, that was it.
Why you were running? Was the other part that you already told us that?
Okay, thank you very much.
That's gonna conclude talking to candidates, but we're gonna have Tim Vasquez come up and talk about his new.
While we're on city politics, I asked Tim if he would say a little thing but we don't know a whole lot about, and that's the police station. I don't know if that's a vision or reality or what, and hope you got your checkbook, Tim, because I heard a lot of money.
Number one is going to require us going into debt. We started this process, and I'm going to be brief so we can get back to work. We started the process back in 2011. We went through the assessment program. The assessors and the architects determined that we were going to build about 108,000 square feet. Now, the current building that we're in is 45,000 square feet. We have total right now about 75. That's including the 5 locations that we work at. Excuse me. So when we looked at the 108,000 square feet, that was based off the population projection for 2030. Currently, we're at that population projection. We saw growth in our community about 1 to 1.5% a year forever, and now we're seeing about 4 to 4.5% in the increase in population. So our population numbers are where we're supposed to be in 2030. We're there now. So what we need to look at is we also need to take into consideration building the police station large enough for expanded growth over the next few years. We've stayed in this building since 1963, and so I think it goes without saying that our community likes to keep things for a long, long time. So the police station will be in this building, whatever new building we have, for a long time. Now the city did purchase the bank property. Everybody's familiar with that. I think the location is great, highly visible. That building is 45,000 square feet. My thought process, and I don't have total control over this, so this is not just this is what Tim wants, this is what's going to happen. My thought process is we demo the building and start from scratch. The building is almost as old as the police station, but the location is prime. We also have a couple of parcels on there that we need to start negotiating to purchase. The Eskimo hut and the Sepsic building in the back. Mr. Sepsic's ready to sell us the property at a fair value. I don't know so much about Eskimo hut. Anywhere we build, we're going to need to build a parking garage. When you look at the size of the station, the amount of parking that we probably need about 9 to 11 acres. Well, we don't have that anywhere located in the downtown area. So in order to compensate for the parking, we're going to have a parking garage. That being said, it's going to be quite costly. I'm going to think somewhere probably about $240 a square foot, somewhere around there. What we're also going to be looking at is, I assume, and this is something the mayor can answer, but I assume that this will be going to bond election in November. Is that correct? Probably. Because, we don't have the money to just write a check for it. It would be nice.
Clarification.
Yes.
That big, beautiful place you're buying, you want to demo it?
I want to demo.
Wow.
That's not what we all want to do.
No, that's not. That's certainly. I told you. What I think is the best thing is not necessarily what everybody else thinks. But after looking at the architectural layouts of what we're doing, the other thing to take into consideration is when you look at the building does not meet Homeland Security standards. It's too close to the street. Any government building that you build now has to have some type of barrier. It needs to be about 50 feet away. Right now, the truck could pull up beside it, detonate a bomb, and blow up the whole building. And so those are things to take into consideration as well. We have looked at ways to utilize that building and build onto it, but any way we look at it, that building is not enough for our police station. And we have talked about using some of the stuff that's on the sides of the building and incorporating that into the new police station so that we can keep some of the history of that building as well. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. Like I said, probably in November we'll see it on the bond election and it'll be up to the voters if they think we need a police station. Questions?
What's your plan A, what's your plan B?
I don't have a plan B. Yeah, we'll keep looking, you know. We've missed out, when we started the process in 2011, we kind of dragged our feet along, and we missed out on some prime property that has since been purchased, and now the value of that property is very, very high. I think that the community wants to keep us in the downtown area, or close to the downtown area. I think it's good for us, since we do a lot of work with courthouses and the district attorney's office, and it's close to the jail. So I think that being downtown and being visible is where we want. I don't think we would get the support if we were looking at putting the police station out in the southwest part of town. Now, if you look at the demographics of the city, the center of the population is Jackson and Avenue N, and the center of the city is right there by Santa Fe Golf Course. So that's probably where we'd like to be, somewhere close downtown. But anybody have any questions on the police station? Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all we have today, and the third Wednesday of next month, we'll have Jeff Petty. Thank you, I appreciate you guys. Have a good afternoon. Have a good tax day.